we're ready to go for the fight without honor. Low-key taking on Samoa Joe, Chris.
And this one, Samoa Joe making his Ring of Honor debut here, not making it with honor, as he is the hired assassin of the Prophecy. Of course, the Chris Daniels Low-Key feud, that dates back to the first show. The Era of Honor begins by Ring of Honor. Chris Daniels now, he just wants Low-Key beat up, and who better if you want somebody to beat up to hire than Samoa Joe. No handshake here, it's a fight without honor, and that's exactly what we're going to see here, a fight.
And you see they're not tying up, they're basically standing back, getting ready to lay in some shots on each other, the punches and kicks. This isn't probably not even going to resemble much of a wrestling match, but like you said, a fight.
Samoa Joe, a big man, a bruiser, and this guy is not a guy that you'd want to really get in a fight with, and Low-Key's got one right here. Low-Key, he is one angry individual after what happened at the last show, Unscripted, when the Prophecy almost, I guess you could say, almost stole the title from him, and Xavier became the Ring of Honor champion, defeating Low-Key at Unscripted. Low-Key's angry, Samoa Joe's hired to beat him up. We are going to have a fight on our hands in this one.
And Low-Key's got to be seething because he's not getting a chance to win the title back. Of course, the Prophecy putting Samoa Joe in his way, trying to soften him up.
And you got to think that the Prophecy doesn't just want him softened up, they want him out, so they don't even have to worry about him. Especially Chris Daniels, who considers a Low-Key a thorn in his side, and that feud very well documented. Ooh.
Laying in those headbutts is Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, the kind of guy.
Look at those headbutts.
Wow, just point him in the right direction. And he'll do that.
Wrestling fans, you are right there in this action. You slow-mo it, rewind it, do whatever you need to do. This is not sports entertainment. These guys are laying it in there. Unbelievable. How are they taking this? This is professional wrestling at its best. This is the new age of professional wrestling.
Low-Key trying to keep Samoa Joe at bay by grapevine the legs around here, and Samoa Joe turning it over into a half Boston Crab.
And Low-Key there, I think that he was trying to get some sort of arm submission on Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, he knows that Low-Key, oh!
Wow, cranking back.
And that ankle is hurting Low-Key from Japan. We covered that in the Unscripted Xavier title match, as he is bending that ankle, and look at that. How is Low-Key bending in that position?
Bending him over in a U shape. You're not supposed to bend that way, as they say often, but you know that the Prophecy told Samoa Joe to go after that knee.
They told him to stretch him, they told him to hurt him, they told him to beat him up, and that's exactly what Samoa Joe is going to do, because it's all about money for Samoa Joe. He is the hired assassin of the Prophecy, and Low-Key getting out of that position like he has. And look at those kicks, heels right to the back of Joe trying to get out of it, and Joe's still working on him.
And Samoa Joe again going right back to the leg, trying to keep Low-Key on the defensive. Earlier we saw Low-Key trying to keep Samoa Joe close to him so he could lay in some shots.
And Samoa Joe, he's got the size advantage in this one. And in fact, he's got the size advantage over just about everybody in Ring of Honor. This is a big, strong, powerful individual. And this is a man, he'll hit you, and he's not afraid to take it right back just like there.
Here we go.
And Joe just looks annoyed by those chops, and he slaps Low-Key right in the face. And, oh!
Man, now here we go. Oh, forearms.
Oh!
And the kicks.
Several big kicks, and he's got Low-Key down. And Samoa Joe, perhaps the first man in Ring of Honor to go toe-for-toe for Low-Key and win.
And Low-Key's not backing down either. Oh, he missed with a big boot in the corner.
Ooh.
Man.
Oh!
Nearly with a roundhouse kick, and Samoa Joe is staggered. Here comes Low-Key. Capo kick.
And you know what? I don't even want to call this one. Just let the action speak for itself. These two giving everything they got to each other, and they keep coming back. What you're dealing with in the ring right now is just plain and simple two of the toughest individuals today. At a 1 count. Wow. Samoa Joe kicking out at a 1 count. What a sign of disrespect there.
Oh, and he's just gearing himself back up for another assault, Samoa Joe is.
And those double chops put down just about everybody Low-Key is in the ring with but Samoa Joe.
How is he shrugging these off?
Oh, and
I'm not going to shrug that off.
Samoa Joe is one tough individual. He's shaking it off, and comes
nice back kick. And Samoa Joe opens up again. And he levels Low-Key with a clothesline.
You know, I think it's real appropriate Samoa Joe uses that Godzilla music to come out because this guy is Godzilla. And a 1 count right there. Low-key right back. Samoa Joe kicking out a 1 before. Now Low-key kicking out at a 1. This is a fight. There's no respect here. And oh! Joe just punishing Low-key.
Wow. Suplex. Goes for a pin.
Was that another 1?
It was a 1 count. Now cross arm breaker by Samoa Joe, and Low-key tries to flip backwards to elude this.
These men refusing to give either the advantage even for a 2 count. They're going at it so hard and heavy. Low-key, he's angry. He lost that title at Unscripted. The Prophecy, they hired Samoa Joe to take out Low-key. We have all the action right now. It's all come to this fight as Samoa Joe now working on submission right there.
Crossface here applied by Samoa Joe. Says Samoa Joe reminds you of Godzilla. Most of his opponents end up looking like Tokyo. But Low-key's not going to go out that way.
And Low-key, he's as tough as it comes, but this is the first time I think he's really been in the ring with somebody that's a lot bigger than him and more powerful as well, and a man that can take Low-key's chops and kicks where most others can't, and let's see how he reacts here.
Reverses the Irish whip. Here comes Low-key. Misses, and a big enziguri by Samoa Joe.
And I have to say, the longer this match goes, though, the more to the advantage. Ooh.
German suplex, and 2.
And he hangs on. Samoa Joe hanging on right there. The longer this match goes, the advantage is going to go to Low-key as he's got that physical conditioning. He went an hour in that 100-degree building at Crowning a Champion on July 27th to win that title. He went 32 minutes with American Dragon at Round Robin Challenge, so he shows he can go long, and he's going for a UFC-style submission right here.
Trying to get it on the big man.
And look at that arm. That could separate the shoulder right there. Will Joe tap? Nope.
Able to slip out.
And Low-key always incorporating those. Ooh.
Oh, man. And the enziguri there by Low-key.
You know, this is great to see on tape and everything, but you have to be here live for this kind of action that only Ring of Honor can supply. And there you go, Low-key going for a cover, but of course not enough. And just, you know, these two guys, they've met each other before. Samoa Joe, he's been to Japan, he's got a California, he's got a lot of background with him. Low-key, you can catch all of Low-key's great matches. He put together that legendary series of matches in Ring of Honor, one match of the year candidate after another. You can check that out as well as 5,000 other tapes at rfvideo.com or by calling 215-891-9404. And from the latest from Ring of Honor, you can check ROHWrestling.com.
Big running knee as Low-key. You got to consider him a strong candidate for Wrestler of the Year, and that would make it even more impressive if Samoa Joe can beat him with the year that Low-key's had. He's wrestling at such a high level right now.
Without a doubt, and Low-key's got him.
Nice tiger suplex. He's going to get 2.
Did you see that bridge by Low-key? That's all his neck muscles. This guy can't be in better condition. He's in tip-top shape right now. He's even stronger since coming back from that tour of 01, his first tour of Japan recently. Except he does have those lagging injuries. Those ribs, of course, attacked by Xavier at Unscripted. That ankle hurting from Japan, so he is hurting. Samoa Joe, though, he's looking more and more tired as this one goes on. Perhaps chopping, punching, striking his way out of this one, kind of like the rope-a-dope that we've seen used in boxing before.
And now we see Low-key taking out the knee. So he's got a bit of a strategy himself, the same strategy that Samoa Joe used on him.
Very smart, reducing them in size. That's what you got to do if you're Low-key.
Trying to get him doubled over for those kicks.
Oh. What an exchange of slaps. How are these guys doing it? And I think I'm beginning to see some bruises on their bodies coming.
Oh, there's got to be.
And they are just beating each other up without a doubt.
Only a 1 count.
Once again, a 1 count by Samoa Joe. Neither of these men are not giving each other an inch. This is just two tough men duking it out. It doesn't get any better than this. This is what professional wrestling is meant to be, not that sports entertainment crap.
When you think Samoa Joe's worn down, that he may be running out of gas, he kicks out at 1.
Samoa Joe, he is staggered though. He is getting tired without a doubt, but a reversal there on Low-key.
And nails Low-key with a kick to the face. This is where Samoa Joe needs to get Low-key down and ground him and put his weight advantage on top of Low-key because he can't keep Low-key bouncing around hitting with the kicks.
Oh,
look at that.
Oh, just peppering him with those kicks. Oh.
The running foot right through the face.
And that's a big foot too. Samoa Joe is not a small individual. And look at Samoa Joe. He's just looking at the crowd. Very impressive right now in his Ring of Honor debut, and I think we got a keeper right here in Ring of Honor with Samoa Joe. And I just got to question him taking that money from the Prophecy.
And the Prophecy, they really couldn't have found any better hired gun than Samoa Joe. Hooks up Loki for the Thunder Firebomb, and Loki kicks out. And then right into a submission hold, going for the STF. The step over toe hold face lock, and Loki's in trouble.
Loki definitely in trouble right here. And you got to imagine Chris Daniels and Xavier, Simply Luscious, they're right now in the back just enjoying this action, just watching it, and watching Loki get beat up, their arch nemesis. And let's see, is Loki getting to the ropes at all?
They are trying to eliminate Loki from regaining that Ring of Honor title.
Daniels just wants to eliminate them all together. Mike Keener, the referee, right on top of the action right there, seeing if Loki's going to tap, but it's going to take a lot more to make Loki tap. In fact, he didn't even tap to American Dragon and Cattle Mutilation. Instead, he passed out. That's how he lost that one at Round Robin Challenge. So I doubt you're going to see tap here, and he brings Joe over. Very nicely done.
Into a cross arm breaker. Loki coming back with a submission, but Samoa Joe goes to the ropes.
Right into the ropes. These two now, they've kicked each other, they've chopped each other, they've formed each other. The strike's extremely punishing. Now they're going the submission route, and you know they're worn down from those strikes. So you got to think one of them could be. Ooh,
man,
one of them have to be vulnerable right now to a submission. And Loki going to work on that arm right now,
nailing with the European uppercut. Going for that submission hold one more time. Whoa, but Loki almost had his shoulders down.
And I gotta say right now, Samoa Joe's doing exactly what the Prophecy paid him to do. Whether he wins or loses this match, he's beating up Loki. He's at the disadvantage right now, but he has put a hurting on Loki so far in this one, unlike anybody has ever done in Ring of Honor before.
A definite breakout performance for Samoa Joe, and now he's leaning on Loki, keeping him down and trying to force those shoulders to the mat. We see the Prophecy getting more and more dangerous here with Samoa Joe in their camp.
But Samoa Joe, not an official member. He's just there because they're paying him. And Loki up now. And those chops just keep staggering Joe more and more.
Whoa! Back suplex right on his head. Both these guys have to be totally exhausted right now. I don't know how much longer they can go. They'll probably go back to the hospital for a few days after this.
It might be October 5th, Glory by Honor, but it is hot in this building. And both these men right now, the wear and tear that they're taking in this one, I think that it's going to end soon.
Trying to go for the cover. And again, Samoa Joe has enough to kick out, but Loki's going to try to lean on him right now. Try to keep the pressure on. He's got an armbar.
He's going for that Dragon Clutch, I believe.
Oh, yes,
he's trying to turn him over. He has won many matches with this. He is going for that Dragon Clutch, and he doesn't quite have it. I think Samoa Joe, he knows that if he gets him in this, he's going to be out. But Samoa Joe, I think, he's just powering. He is powering Loki up with his leg muscles alone right there.
And into a Death Valley driver.
And both men are down. This is just a brutal match. You know what? You can say that there's matches with weapons or whatever, but when it comes to sheer brutality, nothing is topping what these two men are doing to each other in this fight without honor. And Samoa Joe, let's see, he is tired, but let's see if he can take advantage of Loki being down and follow up on it.
We've questioned his stamina a little bit, but he's still going strong. We'll see if he can put Loki away. It's not going to be easy. Could be setting up. He's going for the island driver, yes!
And he's used that to win matches before.
No, foot on the ropes.
Loki too close to the ropes in that one. And if he hit that in the middle of the ring, it might have been over. But Loki manages to get his foot in the ropes. Very smart, knows his positioning in the ring. That's what it's all about when you're in there. That's how you tell the winners from the losers. The guys that know the little things, like their positioning. And Samoa Joe right now, he's got to follow up with something big. He's got Loki down. He's got Loki hurting unlike I've ever seen him before in Ring of Honor. Ooh,
Samoa Joe's won a lot of matches in Japan with that island driver. But Loki, again, as you mentioned, able to get to the ropes.
And this crowd just enjoying the sheer brutality in this one. And those headbutts having no effect on Loki as, whoa, he just throws Joe into the corner. Ooh.
Oh. Enziguri.
And just listen to that impact. How can you deny that? Uh-oh.
And now Samoa Joe's getting himself psyched up again.
I think he's just shaking off that kick right there. Samoa Joe getting to his feet. Both these guys have unloaded on each other with all their strength. They're face to face.
They both just will not stop. Here we go. Snapmare takes him down.
Same thing by Loki.
Right back up.
He is shaking it off. It hurts, but these two men can endure that pain. And what are they doing now? They're taking off the tape. Uh-oh. If they were just getting warmed up to 4, what are they going to do to each other now? This match has just been brutality from the opening all the way up until now, up until these kicks. These two have had enough. They are bruised. They are beaten. They are striking each other. Who's going to come up on top?
And a big foot to the face. And Loki comes right back.
Oh, up.
Pop back up. And nails him with a foot to the face again.
Neither man giving an inch, but you know that all these clotheslines, these boots, they're having an effect on him. Joe a little staggered right now. I think that we got pride on the line right now where they're refusing to let their opponent know that they're hurting them, even though these guys are just viciously just killing each other in there. And now
Cyclone shots, and it's Loki coming right back.
Oh, there's the Kawada kicks. Intense, right to Joe's forehead. How many of those can he take? Loki psyching himself up more. Loki just unloading. Oh,
I lost count.
And Joe is staggered. Joe is staggered into the ropes. The only thing that's holding him up is the ropes. And Loki's following up with those knee strikes.
This could be the flurry he needs to finally put Samoa Joe away.
Joe, one last effort right there. One last yell. He collapsed.
He got him.
Loki with that flurry. Loki with that flurry putting Samoa Joe down. And that's what it took. What can you say about this one? The crowd is on their feet here at the Murphy Recreation Center in South Philadelphia. This is what makes Ring of Honor special. Matches like this, brutality like this. You don't need weapons. You don't need any of that stuff to have a grudge match. This was brutal professional wrestling at its best. Joe coming through now, momentarily knocked out after taking that flurry by Loki of Kawada kicks. What a match we got here. You know what? The Prophecy, they might have lost, but the Prophecy have to be smiling because both men are bruised and beaten up after this one.
That's right, the Prophecy definitely has themselves a great find in Samoa Joe, and even though this was a fight without honor, and even though Samoa Joe was the hired mercenary of the Prophecy, both these guys have to have an incredible amount of respect for each other after that fight we just saw, Chris.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And Loki, he's looking at Joe, and we all know, look at that bruise on his neck right there. Oh, we all know Prophecy members don't shake hands, but Loki is staring down at Joe, and Joe now getting to his feet. Look at that bruise on his upper chest right there. Both men just covered in bruises, and I think they might go at it some more.
There'll be even more sore tomorrow.
Well, not only that, but both men still in the ring. And let's see.
Fans showing some respect for Samoa Joe after that performance.
Well, if the Prophecy has its way, Samoa Joe is going to jump Loki. And Loki extending his hand to Samoa Joe. What's Joe going to do? Joe thinking about leaving. Loki still has that hand extended. He has to respect him after that beating that they took and gave. And Samoa Joe walking in. Watch out, Loki. I think he shook his hand.
He didn't have to. They didn't have to in this match.
They didn't have to, and Samoa Joe shook his hand, and now they're holding up that 0-1 banner, and these two respect each other. And what's the Prophecy have to say about this?
Well, they're not happy now. They want to destroy the whole code of honor.
Baltimore. Ring of Honor returns home to the New Burns Arena with Best in the World 2013 and a national TV taping. The world title has come between Jay and Mark Briscoe. The brothers clash with the entire family there to watch. Then on Sunday, the war between ROH and Scum must come to an end inside the brutal confines of a steel cage. It's a whole weekend of the best wrestling on the planet. Tickets available at ROHWrestling.com.